Hi guys, and welcome to episode 8 of the Spfl RTG on FC25. We have our new set of kits, our new badge and our new manager, thanks to the spinning of the wheel last time around. And as you can see, scrolling through the squad, we also have completed that set of evolutions that we said we were going to do, which was Tom Lawrence, Callum McGregor and Dyson Maeda. We've done all that off camera so that grind doesn't get shown. And we are heading into our second attempt of the weekend league on the SPFL RTG. The first 5 games will be shown in this video amongst some other things as well. Starting off, as you can see, we have the Dundee United badge, the Motherwell home kit and the Aberdeen away kit as was spun by the wheel last time out on episode 7, and we have the Rangers manager Philippe Clement. At the time of recording, he is still the current Rangers manager, so we are going to use him and those kits for the next couple of episodes at least in the badge too. We do get a couple of past players, as you can see, 2 past Rangers players in Fashion Sakala and Malik Tillman. And we also packed our first hero on the account, although we can only use him for fodder, in Peter Crouch. But without further ado, let's get into our first game of the weekend league. As you can see, it's a pretty terrifying team, particularly that Adama Traore, I'm sure, is giving a lot of people some trouble, but we do end up starting positively again. Shanklin fires it across, Romero fouls Kyogo in the box, and similarly to our first weekend league campaign, we are starting off with a penalty from James Tavernier. Keeper goes the right way, but Tavernier fires into the back of the net to put us 1-0 up. He's looking to come on the break, and I have just realised he's in a Rangers kit as well. He has looking to go on the break, but we win the ball back a couple of times. Czerny feeds it through to Kyogo, who fires into the back of the net and puts us in a brilliant position for our first game of the weekend. Czerny driving forward here, gets tackled pretty easily, and he's looking to break here. Gives the ball to Adama Traore, who skips away from Casemiro. We seem to trick him with Butland, but for some reason he just palms it instead of catching it straight to Brolin, who gives them a chance to get back into the game at 2-1. But we then come forward. Dyson Maeda gives it to Lawrence Shankland, who is tackled, but we do look to fire it across to Kyogo, and that is also one of the worst goals you're ever going to see, but it did come off Kyogo's foot to put us 3-1 up in the game. In the box now with Shankland, trying to do some close control. Didn't quite get the opening, but Dyson Maeda fires it straight off of his defender. Czerny picks it up on the edge, gives it to Shankland, lovely touch out his feet, and fires it into the top corner. 4-1 to the SPFL RTG. Just after half time now, he's looking to try and create something, but we win it back with proper. Czerny gets dispossessed from Putelis, but Tavernier wins it back. A ball down the line for Kyogo, and it's pretty poor goalkeeping, left-footed finish, and he does rage quit, which gives us our first win of the weekend on the SPFL RTG. Good start, 5-1 victory. Straight into the next game, and as you can see, another sensational team, some standouts, Van Dijk, Saliba, that Gravenberch evolution, but as you're about to see, also Vinicius Jr. a standout. Butland does well to win it, but we just can't get in the way, and Vinicius Jr. puts him 1-0 up in the game. Open goal. Easy as you like, unfortunately for us. We do win it back high up. Diamande gives it to Shankland. Kyogo can't quite get turned. Czerny picks the ball up. La Croquette on the edge. Turns his man. He can't quite keep up with Czerny. We get a bit of space, and we fire it into the back of the net to make it 1-1 in the game. He's looking to come forward with Rodrigo now. We do hold him up. He gives it back to Gravenberch, to Putelis, through for Vinny Jr. And unfortunately for us, our goalkeeper movement was absolutely terrible, so he goes 2-1 up. Not a great start to this game. We're looking to come forward again. We get a bit lucky that Van Dijk's clearance comes straight off Kyogo. A bit of composure and into the back of the net from Shankland. 2-2 at this point. We are coming forward again. As you can see, Shankland, pretty soft foul. However, Xabi Alonso gives away a penalty. It's up to James Tavernier to convert just like he did in the last game, and he does. 3-2 to the Spfl RTG. But we're not done yet for the first half. Czerny comes forward again, finds Daisen Maeda, he cuts inside, and again fires it across into the back of the net. 4-2 it was at half time, or was it? We come forward again in the added time. We win ourselves a corner off the Václav Czerny effort. Callum McGregor fires it into the box, and Robin Proper makes it 5-2 just before half-time, putting us in a very strong position. Straight after half-time, unfortunately for us, however, he runs down the line with his Vinny Jr., gives it to Forlan, who passes to Rodrigo. We can't get in the way of it, and he makes it 5-3 straight off of half-time. Then we come forward, Kyogo takes it past the goalie, and we get wiped out, and it's another penalty. Third one of the video, second one of this game already, but now it's mind games because we've already scored our previous penalty, and it's a sensational penalty into the side netting, and we take a 6-3 lead in the game. He wins it back high up from us, and then he gives it to Forlan, who's got that power shot plus, and you can't really do anything about that at that point. 6-4. And it's a pretty high-scoring game. He makes some substitutions, as you could see. One of them was Rolfo, and Rolfo has a part to play. A terrible bounce back to Rolfo, and we're now in a position where we're like, please don't bottle this victory. It is now 6-5. However, in the 89th minute of the game, we do go forward with Shankland. And again, another one of the soft variety, but a third penalty of the game. James Tavernier has a chance not only to get a hat-trick, but to win the game for us, keep it secured. Goalie goes the right way, but we do dispatch the penalty, and it ends 7-5 to us. 2-0 as it stands. Brilliant start to the weekend league for the SPFL RTG. We do also have a little bit of the checklist to improve on as well. As you can see, we have the whole St Johnstone contingent in the club now, 3 pages worth of them, and following up on that, we have the Dundee contingent as well to follow up on too. Which means that we have but the 3 teams left to check off, which is Hibs, Rangers and St Mirren. And then it's up to any special cards at that point for the checklist to be completed again. As you can see, we had a glitch squad screen going into this one. No players showed up, and that actually happened twice, and it happened to be a Real Madrid badge twice as well. You'll see that later on. But nothing much happened in the first half of this game. We hit the bar a couple of times. He feeds it through to his Hyunmin Son that he's got, and fires it in with that finesse plus. It's as you'll see in this game, we struggle for a good 10-minute spell for some reason to be able to handle Hyunmin Son. We do dispossess him with Proper. We're trying not to give the ball away. We're trying to calm things down here. It is a terrible pass from me there, but then a first-time pass attempt goes awry, and he finishes it, punishes us. We are now 2-0 down to this guy. And unfortunately, it doesn't get any better. He comes forward with Adama Traore, gives it to Hyunmin Son on his weaker foot this time. Jack Butland scrambling, and this is going to be our first loss of the weekend league. We get beat 3-0. As I said, that just 10-minute period, the defence just partied for him and let him score 3 goals, unfortunately. So heading on into the next one. The team screen didn't glitch this time, but as I'm sure you can tell, the trend is going to be that everybody's got a much better team than us. It's just the way that it is, unfortunately. We do give away high up, but he counters almost immediately, gives it to his informed Lewandowski, and I think Butland maybe could do better to save it, but we go 1-0 down early on in the game. We win the ball with Casemiro. We pick out Kyogo, fire it, and it's a good save from his goalkeeper. We get the corner. Tavernier floats it in, and Proper heads in to make it 1-1. We then try and go forward. Alex Valle dispossessed. Gusto forward for Rodrigo. Griezmann drives into the box, and it's just the worst goal you'll ever see. Bounces off Proper, bounces off Butland, and then Lewandowski gets a tap in. Maida does well to intercept there, or is it just EA being EA and we were able to intercept it? Shankland composed on the ball, little bit of R1 dribbling, and finishes with his weaker foot to make it 2-2. Tavernier in possession now. Diomande finds Maeda to Shankland. Some nice one-touch passing from the SPFL team. Czerny takes it forward. Keeper tries to close him down, and it's a lovely finish from Czerny to make it 3-2 to us. But unfortunately, right from kickoff, I try and mark it, but he feeds it through to Lewandowski, who seemed to have 99 pace, and finishes it for 3-3. Second half now. Dyson Maeda gives it to Shankland. Czerny on the edge, La Croqueta, and it's a lovely finish from Czerny to make it 4 to us now. And we're thinking, right, come on, let's not bottle this lead. We're in a good position. He gets a free kick in the middle of the park, as you can see. We're trying to take a touch to set ourselves. Griezmann just tackles from behind, and he finishes it off for 4-4. Not great from our perspective. And then, unfortunately, trying to get Casemiro to come across, it seemed like he was obstructed by his man there. Bellingham feeds it to the back post, and Butland should probably be doing better there. Griezmann finishes it off, and unfortunately, we do lose the game 5-4. Held my hands up with the other loss, but I think that loss was a hard one to take, to be honest. I think I could have beaten him. We should be 3-1 as it stands. But going into the final game, 2-2, we started off 2-0. It's not been a great run of games for us. A terrible pass attempt from Maeda. However, we did get away with it, only to give it away to him immediately again. And Griezmann is never going to miss from that range, unfortunately. This was obviously the other glitch squad screen. He had a very good squad again. He had that Saudi League Al Dasauri role. But we do manage to score on the weaker foot of Tavernier. A little bit of composure, and we fire it into the back of the net, making it 1-1. We're feeling good in game at this point. We made it to half-time at 1-1. Straight after half-time, though, we try and go forward. Hansen to Griezmann, and he completely does us. Casemiro just lets him skip by, and again, with finesse plus, Griezmann is never going to miss from that range. And it quickly becomes 3-1 to him, as you'll see. He tried to give it to Griezmann to finish it, and unfortunately, I just couldn't get Van Dijk marked, and if you give Van Dijk that kind of space in the box, it's going to be 3-1 to them straight away. And then it ends up 4-1 not too long after. Hansen on the corner feeds it to Neymar, who gets away from his man, gives it to Traore, little heel to heel, and I mean, for me, he shouldn't be finishing from that angle, but he does. Consolation goal, as you can see, right at the end from us. Czerny with the ball does a little bit of the R1 dribbling. We pick it up with Callum McGregor, feed it through to Kyogo, give it to Czerny onto his stronger foot, and he does finish to make it 4-2 to the RTG. But unfortunately for us, it's not a good finish to our first 5 games, and we're in the same position that we were last weekend, despite, in my opinion, playing better than we did last weekend. We are finding ourselves in a 2 wins and 3 losses after our first 5 games. Now, at the time of recording, X has been alive with details that EA have apparently fixed Evos, because we got that terrible Trailblazer Evo yesterday. So hopefully we get some actual proper Evos to help improve the team a little bit further, because as much as I'm relatively happy with the starting 11, how it's playing in game, I need a stronger set of substitutes to be able to bring on when the game's not going too well, and we need to be able to also improve the starting 11 so that it can be easier for us in the game. Thanks for watching, guys. The next video on the channel will most likely be the reaction to Aberdeen versus Dundee United tonight, and then obviously we've got Hearts versus Hibs, and we have Celtic versus Motherwell coming up as well. And I will just, for the next RTG video, show the sort of highlights. Any special goals from the opposition will be included as well from the remaining 10 games of the weekend league. We are aiming to finish a lot better than we did in the first one of 5 and 10. If we finish positive, I will take that as a positive, definitely. Please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.